What it do, familiar? What it do for? Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get myself together. What it do, familiar? What it do, familiar? It's your boy Taxi PNG, and we're back at it again with yet another one. If I look over to the side, it's because I have a really big monitor over there, and I'm looking at myself and how good I look. Today we're gonna be talking about static versus fluid posing, you guys. All right, I talk about this a lot in a lot of brief videos, but I want to kind of dive a little bit deeper in a overall talking head video to let you guys know, like having a conversation with you about what static versus fluid posing is, so you can replay this over and over again and be able to have it for you in your arsenal whenever it's time for you to pose somebody. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So static posing gives you structure. Fluid posing gives you, gives the image life, right? It brings it all together. A strong photographer knows when to use both of them, and a strong photographer knows how to use both of them together. All right. All right. Y'all with me? Static posing is, a pose that is held, right? It has minimal movement, right? It has clear structure and it has high control. All right. So this is, what you use for portraits, what I use for branding sessions, what I use for fashion editorials. When you're doing high scale images like that, you will, take that static route, that more so static route, because you want the pose to look exactly how you want it to look, right? It's a lot more extra. It's a lot more over pose. It's a lot more branding. It's a lot more candid. Like it's a lot less candid, and it's a lot more, pose. Like it needs to look a specific way for it to be approved by brands, right? Or a brand comes to you with a mood board, it needs to look that exact way because that is the idea that the brand has for that image, right? So when precision, when you want the precision, to be strong, and you want that confident look, then that is when you would use a static pose. And that comes a lot within that branding, that fashion, and that high scale portraiture. All right, is when you're more so using static. I love to use both. I'm gonna tell you guys why a little bit later in the video. All right. So what a static pose does is it creates those clean lines, right? It makes framing a lot easier. It gives the image structure, and static posing is all about control and clarity. All right. It gives you control and it gives you clarity because you know exactly what you're getting. But not all clients, especially those that are, brand new clients or haven't really posed before, never did a photo shoot, not all clients know, how to replicate a pose the correct way, which is why you have to implement that fluidness into it to make the pose look good. So a lot of you photographers are not necessarily shooting brands or doing these really crazy high scale editorials. Maybe you want to in the future. So a lot of you guys are going to need to know how to do this fluid framework and how to pair fluid with static, like how I do, because I'm a hybrid, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be doing everything, kind of mixing it all together. So fluid posing is when you're posing through a movement, when you're using a movement and the pose is an action. It's a lot easier to get a candid shot or a shot that looks a lot more natural when you're posing within an action, all right? Small actions instead of freezing. You have to do flamboyant, crazy actions. You can do very small and simple actions instead of, instead of having your client pose or having your client freeze. All right. So natural transitions between poses to where it feels very candid and it's still directed, you're still directing them, but it feels a lot less directed and a lot less overly posed and more candid. You use a fluid posing, for lifestyle sessions. It makes for emotional portraits, for storytelling sessions, or when your subject just feels too stiff, you throw some fluid poses at them. All right. One thing I like to do, I like to be static on the bottom and fluid on the top, right? So fluid poses create emotion within your shot, and I love to be static on the bottom. I will tell them how to pose their feet, or I'll give them a chair to sit in. However that may run, I will do that, right? And what that will do is it will give them something to do with their bottom half of their body. Now, all I have to do as the photographer, it makes my life a lot easier, is pose the top, right? So now I can get fluid with the top. Maybe I put your hand behind your ear and I tell you to run through your hair. Boom, that's fluid. I'm moving the top. Maybe I have you doing a motion, right? To where I can capture that motion in motion. Or I have you doing a fake laugh and I capture the pictures while you're doing that fake laugh, right? So what this does is, when you're doing fluid poses, it adds emotion, it adds realism, and you can capture it as the photographer between the moments to get that raw, natural energy, right? Fluid posing is about energy and flow. All right. So if you only shoot static, then your work will feel, structured but lifeless at the same time. So it feels like you have some structure, but it doesn't feel like there's life in that image, right? It's like sometimes it's a little bit too posed or it looks a little bit too perfect. But if you only shoot fluid, then your work might feel, a little chaotic. Like, why is there so much movement going on? So the magic is when you know how to switch between each, or when you know how to use both at the same time. You could be static with the top, fluid with the bottom. Maybe she holds a stance up top and she's taking a step, right? You can be static with the top, fluid with the bottom, or static with the bottom, fluid with the top. This is what I do to make sure that my clients are able to, really get that shot. A lot of you guys would be like, oh, I tried this pose out with one of my clients and they weren't able to replicate it. Main reason being is they're trying to replicate both parts of the pose. Find a portion of that pose that they can replicate. Is it the face? Is it the hands? Is it the feet? Is it the placement? Right? Is it the pose itself with the up top that they can replicate, but the bottom they can't? Or is it vice versa? Figure out what they can replicate. Find out where their strong suits are, and then run with that. All right. So start off static and then loosen your client up into being more fluid. The first 15 minutes, like I told you guys in class, the first 15 minutes of the photo shoot are the most important, because that is the time where I'm being more so static, trying to catch that vibe with them, and then I'll get them into being more fluid because they get comfortable. All right. So it takes that time. That first 15 minutes is the most important part of your entire photo shoot, because that is where you get to, first impression, all these things that they want, breaking the ice, getting your lighting together. That's the most important part. And if you can master that first 15 minutes, you can master it all. And I'll make a video about the first 15 minutes. I got y'all. All right. So, start static, loosen it up into being more fluid, capture the photos in between. Start off static and then have them do a movement, and the best photos will come when you're taking pictures in between that movement, because they didn't try to smile. They didn't try to look good. You caught them low-key off guard, but on guard at the same time, right? Kind of crazy, right? It's like off guard, but on guard, right? So you don't need models, you need systems, right? So I need you guys to find this system, use this system. This is the system that's going to work. I'm telling you guys because I've done it and I've been using it for a long time now, right? So you don't have to figure out, models as in examples, models not as in people, models as in, examples of images, examples of photos to like directly replicate. You can start to create your own poses. You may like how the bottom half of a pose looks, but not the top. Now that's where you create your own, right? What do they say about art? If you change 50% of the art, it's yours. Figure out how you can change these poses up to start being your own person. Start coming up with these yourself, becoming undeniable, having leverage over your clients, right? They're going to keep coming back to you if you pose them. They won't keep coming back to you if you just keep giving them poses to do or showing them pictures. They're going to go to somebody else. You're easily replaceable. You want to be induplicatable. You want to not be able to be duplicated, right? So stand out and make yourself stand out. I love you guys. If you guys have any questions, ask them down below this video. Until next time, Taxi.